They have had a pleasant surprise. They have actually received the permission that they were previously denied to interview Craig Counsell for the manager job. It's not that big a deal in terms of days. Counsell's contract's up at the end of this month, but the Padres had been, that's the next block.
Right.
The Brewers had been stonewalling the Mets on this and finally just said, okay, fine, talk to them. It benefits the Brewers, too, to have this process rolling, because I'm sure they'd like to know at a certain point if they're going to be keeping him or looking for a new manager.
Now this means the Mets can start, like, all interviews?
The Mets will be interviewing Craig Counsell.
That's all we know, okay.
They can interview anyone else who they obviously want to obtain permission for. That's the only known person at the moment who they're going to be.
Right, but remember we were talking about the timeline.
Correct.
Where, okay, so now it seems like maybe once they get this started, potentially some others along the way.
Yeah, what you mean there is like that topic where they don't want to do an interview like last week and then have that window of opportunity to hire that person close and then do another one in another 2 weeks. You want to condense these things in a pretty short period of time. That's the way the permissions timing works. So, yes, good point.
Are there any barriers here, Andy, that could prevent Counsell from coming to the Mets?
Plenty of barriers. They haven't begun this process yet. Yes, he knows David Stearns very, very well. Doesn't know Steve Cohen. They haven't had the chance to meet yet. That's a very important relationship there. He hasn't had the chance to get into the building at Citi Field, talk to people, and decide whether this is a fit for him. He hasn't gotten their financial offer yet. Are the Mets going to blow him away or not? Are they going to feel it once they all get in that room, or are they not? These are real significant factors. I can tell you that the Mets themselves think it's 50-50-ish that they're going to get Counsell. They're not putting all their eggs in this basket. That's why it's going to be a broad search. Having said all that, Sal, I do hear, I mean, there's certainly, and Britt knows this, and Brian knows this, like, when people are gossiping about the Mets in this industry, everyone's like, oh, Counsell's going to the Mets. It's a strong perception. But I'm drilling a little deeper into that, talking to the principals here. It doesn't seem quite as sure of a thing. I do think it'll happen, though.